Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. How you guys doing? Okay, let's get into the SPS stuff.
Noted.
Okay, so guys, if you didn't see it, 2 days ago there was a SPS roadmap, and it's a short read, 8-minute read, but it's chocked full of important stuff. And I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but when I read it quickly the other day, I just quickly went down here, and there's a part here. This part caught my eye for sure, and I shared this on Twitter. It says the SPS Foundation currently holds around $4 million worth of various cryptocurrencies, not including SPS tokens, which has come from a combination of private token sale proceeds, SPS token sales, and earning from liquidity pool positions in various pools. So Agrode and Yaba have accumulated over $4 million worth of various cryptocurrencies that they've been holding in trust, and they've said for a long time that that's going to be decentralized, but now it's actually happening. And so it's more than $4 million right now. And they say these funds, including the SPS tokens, are owned jointly by staked SPS token holders. That sentence should blow your minds, because it literally means when everybody's screaming like SPS is going to the, it's falling apart, it's worthless, there's no utility. Everyone's selling it for, they were selling it for, what did it go down to? 19 cents?
Yeah, it was ridiculously low. I think it was 17.
Yeah. And I'm just pulling my hair out trying to find a way to get another bag, because like I know that that's not the end of the story, and this is what's happening. They're gonna give us the power to decide how that $4 million plus gets spent. And in fact, it's more than that, isn't it? This is amazing by itself, but it gets way better. So we'll be able to, as SPS stakeholders, we'll be able to, through the governance system, once that's released, which is was it a Q2 or Q1? I think it's Q1 of next year. They're going to begin that process of creating the validators in Q1. So. And then all of us as stakeholders will be able to vote on how that $4 million is deployed. And that's going to, whether it's advertising or amazing tournaments or, I don't even know what, but I'm excited to see that there's like a war chest for us to work with and to use to survive and thrive in the next bear market. That's what I'm seeing this as. What do you think about that part so far there, Jim? Like, just with respect to the treasury and specifically the 4 million?
I think this part is pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. So we knew that, SPS was their governance token, and we've been waiting for something, more knowledge as to what it is we're going to be able to do with it and when it's coming out, and it's coming out soon. So, yeah, the fact that we're all going to finally be able to vote for what we can even do with, the foundation.
Yeah.
What if everyone's like, let's just burn it all?
Yeah. Yeah, they might. It's funny that you say that, because I remember talking to Crypto Llama like a couple weeks ago about that, and he was saying that SPS has like one of the biggest concerns with it is that there's just too much, and that value, not all of it is SPS. So burning like the odds in it, because some of it's from liquidity pools from like Cake or whatever else they're in, and so Splinterlands is probably getting like paid in dividends around not just whatever side of, so they probably they provide the SPS on one side, and then I don't know what other liquidity pools there are, but they're exchanging tokens essentially. And so like burning that value wouldn't make any sense, but there is a very clear, there's a clear sentence that says there's SPS included, like it's 4 million plus SPS. And the Rift Watchers component, which is the second part of the puzzle here, they're going to sell. Rift Watchers will only be able to be purchased using SPS tokens, guys. You hear this? Rift Watchers is the next pack of cards that's coming. It's going to be released in Q2 of next year, which is like, 3 to 6 months away kind of thing. And the only way, you will only be able to purchase it using SPS tokens. And here's the kicker. All of
This
those
is the best
tokens that
part.
you use will go into the foundation, the treasury we just talked about, all of them. So it's like you take your SPS as a stakeholder, holding SPS, you take that, you put it into the treasury, and people who hold SPS are retaining that value in terms of like whether we vote collectively to deploy it in different ways. So it's like they've designed a way for us to like fill our savings account, like our collective savings account, which we can draw on, like I say, through the coming bear market, which clearly there's going to be a bear market, and this will be something that's just going to help carry us for sure. This, to me, this is like, this is the final nail that just confirms the security and the foundation of Splinterlands and its ability to just keep going. It's not gonna be phased by the next bear market because we've got a war chest that's already built up, and there's a plan and a vision to make it even more robust. Um, and isn't there a part, Jim? Help me remember some of the numbers. I don't want to lose it here. Oh, 12 million. They're saying
Yep. Yeah,
it's
there's 3 million packs.
3 million packs, right? And $5 per
Yeah.
pack. So 3
Yep.
million plus 3 million packs, $5 a pack, payable in SPS with bonus packs available. And that means roughly $12 million because the bonus packs. Okay. And otherwise it would be 15 million. And that's all going to go into that treasury. That's so crazy. This to me means like you should be, if you understand what this means, you immediately recognize you don't own enough SPS. And I don't care how many you have. Like this to me, that's what this does for me anyways. Whether I don't know what it does for, others, but that's my reaction. What, you're the one who brought it up today, Jim. Like, what you told me, like, you got to read this article. We got to talk about it tonight. What were some of the things that were striking you, or like what was your takeaway, or your, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So with them giving out this information,
Yep.
um, it's it's making it to where the video Crypto Llama did talking about the price of SPS and what it can go to, and like it's essentially its floor and its ceiling depending on the overall value of the company. I think the information that we're getting now is going to far precede that information that he has given us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be higher than what most people think it could be at. When he was talking about like roughly around, I think like 80 to $1
Yeah.
mark once everything is out.
Yeah.
It's going to be out, but it's not going to be, in every single person's hands out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, 20% of it could just be lost,
Yeah.
quote unquote lost.
Yeah. That's right
Um,
too. Yeah. And we can vote, like, as stakeholders, we might well vote to delete some of it too, because there's going to
Yeah.
be a continued issuance of, this is important too, guys. The SPS airdrop rewards, the pool rewards associated with like rank battle, are going to be implemented after the SPS airdrop is done. I don't see that part anymore, but it's definitely here. I read that. So you know how they're going to give us SPS for rank battles? That's coming. And that's going to be kind of I think, in my opinion, that's going to be one of the main actual incomes that you're going to receive. DEC will be valuable. It'll be one thing that we'll be happy to get, and you'll continue to get DEC. But for the next 5 years or whatever it is, we're going to be able to extract SPS from the game through our rank battles. And that only begins, that's planned to begin once the actual SPS airdrop is over with. And so there's somebody was saying earlier in the comments, Robert said the $4 million is only like 4% of the total market cap. That's a pretty small amount, especially with all the supply coming on over the next 6 months. That's that's a constructive pushback on the excitement. I get it. But when we talk about, I think that implies, first of all, that you agree $4 million is the value of those assets. Do you follow me? Like, at least Jim, are you like, it's not, the question is, are those assets valued at 4 million, or is that their price? And you know how I feel about that. It's like, that's their price today. the SPS is selling for 20 cents or 22 cents. Like I
Yep.
as far as I'm concerned, $1 is appropriate, and that's a short-term view. And that's because of all the reasons that we've kind of pointed to. Like, one, there's a big treasure chest. Two, you're going to have a governance vote. Three, there's going to be rank battle rewards that you'll not get unless you have that SPS. All of this utility, and all of those three pieces of utility are actually founded on the fact that the game is good. So again, that's like the starting point, and you might disagree with that. I don't think Robert disagrees with that, but somebody might disagree with that. And then
There is one other thing. When he's going off that 4 million, the 4% right now, we look back a month and a half ago
yeah,
when the big reason to have SPS was the vouchers.
mhm,
It was up at like 80 cents
yeah,
for a few days, and then it starts to drop a little bit, and it was floating around 60 for a while too.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, I hear you. It's only $4 million. It sounds like it's a big number, but it's also a small number. But the fact that you could have a slice, like essentially, this is a company. Like it's almost as if it's a company that's IPOing, and they're coming to you and offering you shares, because I don't mean Splinterlands. I mean like this treasury, or this foundation, this SPS foundation, that it's essentially, it's like, it's a kind of, I guess it's a DAO. It really is. It's like a decentralized autonomous organization. There'll be multi-sig wallets, and we'll all express our vote through the stake of our SPS, and we'll call for it to be spent in certain ways that will hopefully be lucrative to us individually, but us definitely collectively. And so it's literally like an opportunity to walk into an ownership of a company. And I think because of the foundation of Splinterlands, that is a company that's going to hit a home run. And so to me, I'm pumped about it. And if it is humble, if $4 million seems like a humble beginning, I have great confidence that number is going to be, huge in the near future. Even just look at even if you think SPS is going to stay stable, maybe you say that like the bear market's going to come and the SPS price is not going to pump for a while. I might have to concede. I might have to agree to that. Like maybe it'll pump. Like I'm expecting a big pump, but then I'm expecting a significant fall. And so then maybe we spend 3 years or 4 years in a bear market, and maybe the SPS is, quite low. And to Robert's point, that SPS still, is unimpressive at like 4 million, 5 million. But wait, we've got Rift Watchers coming, and like we just pointed out, $5 a pack. I have no doubt, even in a bear market, those sell out. And again, 12 million new dollars pumped into that ecosystem, held by us collectively, and increasingly held by me, because I personally am going to be making active moves to build my SPS bag, because I don't think it's going to stay humble. Like that's the thing. It might be a humble beginning, but it's not going to stay there.
Robert did go on saying that I wrote that comment before I heard the 12 million for Rift Watchers.
Yeah.
That would add up to 16 mil, which is 16%, much more significant.
Yeah, man, for sure. Let's see. Is there any other? Maybe we pop over.
Also,
Go ahead.
I like Mitchell Lavoie. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Lavoie.
He says, I want to burn it for the DEC voting rights. He wants to burn it.
I think there will be calls to burn SPS. And once we put that, so they're saying we can only buy Rift Watchers by putting SPS into the foundation. And then we are the foundation. And so we absolutely would financially benefit if there was less SPS out there. And so if you've got a bag in your hand, and then you buy your Rift Watchers packs, and you use your governance vote to kind of push the matter forward, where you burn maybe not all the 12 million, maybe 25% of it, 30, I don't know, like pick a number. We burn it. That's an immediate bump on the rest of SPS. So maybe that does happen. And I would have to look at it at the time and see kind of how I thought that what made most sense. I don't really think that there is too many. Help me understand something, Jim. Do you know for a fact I believe that SPS is being issued now. It was sold through the private sale. We know that. And
Mhm.
then it's being airdropped. And then later it's going to be
Yeah.
rank battle rewards. But then, and there's Oracle rewards. But I believe after like 6 years, we hit a cap, and is that it? I think that's true.
Yeah, they were saying that there was a 5-year plan for SPS. After that 5 years, they aren't putting any more out there. But then we also have the brawl system as well for SPS in the future.
That's right. Yeah. And so there's going to be a ton of ways to earn this. And some people are probably thinking, okay, well, look at you're saying, Dwayne, there's like 5 different ways to earn it. That's going to mean there's too much of it. It's going to hold the price down. But we should talk about what they said with respect to the private sale, because they say in this article, we want to remind everyone that both the airdrop and the distributions to the private sale investors will be ending in the coming months. At which point the rate at which new tokens are minted and distributed will drop substantially, even when accounting for more of the reward pools coming online. That's really, really important. There's going to be a net loss or a net reduction in the total supply of SPS, in the total increasing supply. Maybe that's not the right word. The print rate or whatever. Like there's going to be less per day, per week, per month after the private sale SPS is fully distributed, which will be soon. And they say the private sale investor distributions amount to 20 million SPS per month, and those are scheduled to end in April. So after April, which is just around the corner, that's like really, really close. That's when there will be, at which point there will be no more SPS tokens that will be distributed to private sale investors, and the airdrop amounts of 33,333,333 tokens per month will end in July of 2022. So by the end of July, like halfway through next year, we're going to lose so much monthly liquidity, which is it can't help but to affect the price positively. Even if we're in a bear market, I would think, this is going to be good news. Like, don't you think, Jim? What are your take? What's your take on that?
I mean, like when we go back and look at the last few months of when that 20 mil would kick in, I think it was at the end of every month or at the start of every month. I forget when it was.
Mhm.
Like that 20 mil would cause the SPS to drop a little bit in
Yeah.
value, even though like we already knew this information was out there that more SPS was going to be, circulating through the investors.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just, the more that gets out there. But now once that stops in April, we're not going to have those little drops anymore
Hmm.
inside the SPS tokens.
And then what? May, June, July, 3 months after that. So in April we lose the 20 million, and 3 months after that we lose the SPS airdrop, which is 33 million. So that's why they say here it's over 53 million fewer tokens that will be distributed each month. To me, that's crazy. And absolutely, this is something that I don't think people fully understand yet. And also, it's not just about lack of understanding; it's also about being distracted. I've said before, sometimes in Splinterlands, in this ecosystem, we're just kind of like cats chasing the laser. All of us, including myself, like we're just frantically. There's so many awesome things around us, like chaos packs, chaos cards, reward cards, daily loot chests. Maybe you rent your cards. There's so many. Do I want to buy land? Do I want to buy, like, there's so many different possibilities for you within this space that people get a little bit just rushing here and there, and we don't necessarily diversify. And for me, SPS is like my sole focus now. Like now that I've made a big serious move with the Chaos Legion, and I kind of want to move into the Chaos Talk now. But before we do, just SPS, like that's my 2022 goal. Like I'm shooting for 1 million SPS for myself. And at 25 cents, that's like, what is that? Is that $250,000? It is, isn't
Quarter
it?
mil, yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but between staking rewards, between battle rewards, between dollar cost averaging and selling big assets, I really, really would love to see myself get 1 million SPS. That's my goal. Let's see. Before we go into the chaos stuff, let's just check in with the chat and um, see if we missed anything.
You know, one other really great thing about the SPS roadmap that they've given us, towards the top, the first thing they talk about is software nodes.
Yeah.
So you can set it up to where you can gain more SPS. If I know some people out there are a bit more savvy when it comes to mining or like with node software. Um, so I'm really interested in the validator nodes because you can become a validator and you can make more SPS through those Oracle rewards that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, totally. I wish I could figure this out. And I'm going to be trying to pull back from playing as much as I have been because I want to keep offering content for the channel. I want to keep growing the community. I'm trying to do the Twitter thing. Guys, I'm also posting on 3Speak now. It's different content that is ultimately going to end up in YouTube anyways, but sometimes I post it early, sometimes I post it a little bit late. So if you feel like you want something more from me and there's nothing on YouTube, you might check out 3Speak and you can see that I've been sharing other videos there, and so I feel like I'm super busy just trying to diversify and grow. And so I'm going to be pulling back from the Diamond League, from the Champion League stuff, and that'll mean fewer Gold League battles videos on the channel, but I'm going to try and focus also. I think there's like increased desire to see more bronze and silver. So I'll do some of that when I do the rank battle stuff. And yeah, man, like these rewards are meaningful. Like people like 10, 56, 50, look at this, like $86 for this one. Like this is awesome. This is the power of blockchain. Like people just can upvote you for creating a post that they enjoy. I love that, man. It's so crazy. Like this is the future of social media, and I'm pumped about it.
I didn't even know what 3Speak was.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
3Speak is on the Hive. This is, you guys might want to know about this. Game Boy, are you on this one? Yeah, I'm sure he is. He's got his finger in 20 different pies. Game Boy says, "Everyone, please take a moment and give a thumbs up." Thanks, my dude. Yes, please. Yeah, 3Speak is on the Hive engine, or sorry, on Hive, the blockchain, and where Hive is primarily obviously focused on text based or photos, that type of thing. 3Speak is specifically focused on video content, and they, I guess, currently they have to run a bunch of servers to store our videos, but they're actually in the process of evolving that using, oh man, IPFS technology. I don't even really know what that is. It's like, as I have a very cursory understanding of it, and so I don't want to try and explain it here because I'll just make myself look foolish. But to me, it sounds like a decentralized way to store data, like Filecoin or SiaCoin. You can have a decentralized network of computers hosting and sharing, and through that you can actually incentivize that process through coins like online crypto tokens. And so there'll be this decentralization of it. There'll be this opportunity to earn by hosting. There'll be an opportunity to earn by posting. And because of all of that decentralization, censorship resistance, which to me is super important, like in 2021 or 2022, where people, get canceled for saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Let's see, somebody good up. I'm sitting here trying to get 1,000 SPS while Infidel goes for 1 million. Cuervo, I only have probably 10,000 right now, but I'm gonna be pushing. I'm gonna be pushing hard. My goal is this year, within the next 6 months, assuming things play out, I plan to be removing a ton of value from crypto as altcoins pump. And I'm going to be I plan to buy a piece of land. I want to get a ton of silver, physical silver, because I believe that gold and silver hold value when there's major inflationary events. And I think we haven't begun to see inflation in Canada and America. But also, I mean to take a slice of that and put it specifically into SPS, because even though I think a bear market is coming, for me, I think the utility argument around the long-term utility play that SPS will offer to me is significant, even through a bear market. So the price might decline through the bear market, but if I'm getting staking rewards and I'm earning from my daily rank battles, and I have a governance vote, all of those things can counter the value I might be quote unquote losing, and I don't even really think of it as a loss because the price of a token doesn't matter until you sell it, and I wouldn't be thinking about selling it. This is like my retirement plan. This is my 401k.